Hey guys, so I'll continue where I left off. Sorry it keeps cutting out so abruptly, but I'll just keep continuing my videos where it cuts off. So I had mentioned that we got into a couple of fights and we would sort of, you know, get into a fight and I'd say, do you know what, like, this must be done with us, or I don't know, I'd get so sensitive and like, as soon as I'd get in the fight and he'd say, fine, I guess I'll just leave you alone, and then right away we'd be making up like so quickly. He's like, but I want you in my life. And I'd be like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm being so crazy. I don't know why I'm acting like this crazy person. And I just didn't get what was going on. It was just weird. He had to go away somewhere to do some promo work. And so he wasn't with his ex or anything. He just flew away for a couple of days. And I'll always remember that conversation when he was away. He was texting me, and I keep all of our texts. I still have like everything, I think. um, but he had texted me just saying, I don't know what it is about you, but I'm right into you. And I was like, yeah, it's like, it's weird. I've known you such a short time and I already have feelings for you. And I remember him saying, like, what is this? Like, why do I fancy you so much? Like, why am I so into you? And I'll always remember that he wrote this list after that of things he liked about me. And he was like, you're this, you're that, and this, and that. And then right after he wrote it, it's like he was so embarrassed. And he was like, because I was trying to think of what to text back, I was so overwhelmed by it. And then he's waiting for my response, and he just put too much, question mark. Like, he was so scared that he was like giving me too much almost. And I was like, no, that's not too much. Like, I appreciate that you're open and honest like that. So he was telling me, I'm not lying to you. I can't wait to see you again. Like, I know it's been difficult. My ex is here, and I really want to spend time with my son. And I was just totally understanding. And if anything, I was proud of him that he was such a good dad, that he would pick spending every minute with his son over, going to meet me for a coffee or whatever I was wanting to do at the time and just have a quick visit. I didn't want to take him from his son. So, in a way, I was proud of him for that. So, his ex and everyone, they were going to be leaving. It had been a month, and, like I said, we talk on and off. And I would feel like I'd miss him if I didn't talk to him for a day or two, and I would feel this longing, and it was unexplainable. I did not know why I felt like this over this person. I didn't get it. I would even look at pictures of him and be like, why are you into this guy like this? This is really kind of weird. So him and I would talk about, when we're going to hang out with each other, and when I look back at it, it's in a way such a sign of that longing and just wanting to be close with your twin. It would be us really talking so much about, like, oh, I just want to like cuddle. We've always talked about that we just want to cuddle each other on the couch or something like that. And we're like, oh, like, let's watch a movie and I just want to cuddle and this and that. So that's what our plan was, and we did stick to the plan. So I went to his place, and we tried to watch a movie, and I don't know, he couldn't get the DVD player to work, this and that. So we're just watching YouTube things. And then I remember I just kind of turned to look at him, and he looked at me, and then we kissed the first time, and it was just like magical. It was really weird, and just the chemistry was something I've never experienced before. It was really intense, and we didn't have sex that night, but I don't know, it was like we just couldn't stop, though. We were just making out for so long. It was getting really, like, just very intense in a certain way that I can't even, I'm sure twins would understand. I can't describe it. And I left there, and I remember him texting me like, you're amazing, or something like that. And I was like, wow, what in the world is going on? And then we were supposed to hang out another time, and I don't know, he would have this thing where he would feel like he should pick friends first over me or something like that. So his friend was leaving town. We're supposed to hang out after they did some activities together. And then he kind of canceled at the last minute, and I was like, yeah, no problem, hang out with your friend. And he was just like, are you mad at me? Are you sure? And I'm like, no, go ahead, like, hang out with your friend. But I think inside I was mad, and it was the first time I had the twin flame thing where even if you totally act like you're not mad or you're not upset, I was trying to be so casual, like, no, it's cool, like, hang out with your friend, I totally get it, I'll hang out with you another time. He was like, you're upset, aren't you? I'm sorry, like, and he just kept going at it, and I was like, this is weird, like, how does he know? Like, I'm trying so hard not to show that it's bothering me. And I remember the day came along a couple days later that we were supposed to hang out, and he kept writing me all day, like, just like, oh, I should have hung out with you, you know, like, I think they'd been drinking, they were just hungover and weren't doing the activities they were supposed to do anyways. So he was like, oh, I wish you were here and all this and that. And normally I'd be so stubborn and stick to my guns and say, well, I'll see you next week, or be kind of bitchy. And I happened to have a seminar that I was going to in Vancouver, and I wrote him and I said, well, I'm in Vancouver, I can meet up with you for a minute, kind of thing. I can drive by and give you a kiss or something like that. And he's like, are you serious? And I literally went over there for just half an hour and just, again, like, I just wanted to cuddle him. And that was so unlike me. I would feel like that was being so desperate, or like, oh, he already turned me down, why am I gonna go show up at his place? Like, that's weird, you know? So something in me was also pushing past some barriers that I would have normally had. So his friend left, and when his friend left town, because his friend had been staying with him, all of a sudden we started hanging out. And by that time, I had fully ended things with my husband, and I knew I was having feelings for this guy. And we would just do these activities, or like cook together, or I don't know, I would just feel this intense love, and neither of us would say it, but I could feel it. And we would do such nice things together, and I would just feel the way he looked at me and admired me, and I don't know, he just seemed to have this amazing chemistry with me, and we'd just get along, and nothing, it's like he could do no wrong. Everything he did was just the right thing, or what he would say, or his sense of humor was really funny to me, or his taste in music was what I enjoyed, or I remember we went to a party together, and just the way we danced together was just so perfect, and we just seemed to fit, like, we fit together so perfectly.